everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel with Time of the Jays. Today we are going to be doing story time with our sisters about telling the truth. This book is good for all the people who don't tell the truth. I'm Telling the Truth by Pat Thomas and Leslie Harker. Let's get started. If someone told you that the sky was yellow or that frogs had wings, you would know that they weren't telling the truth, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Most of us know the difference between what is true and what isn't, and most of us know how important it is to tell the truth. Do you know how important it is to tell the truth?
It's very important to tell the truth.
Yeah. There are lots of reasons why people aren't honest. Sometimes it's because they feel ashamed of themselves. Have you ever felt ashamed of yourself?
Yes.
Or they want to impress others. Have you wanted to impress others before?
Yes. By telling them big jokes.
My dad's a lion tamer. Wow. Do you know that's not the truth? That's not true.
Yeah.
Some people say things that aren't true to get things that they want, but they don't really deserve. What about you? Can you think of someone you know? It could be someone in a story or a real life person who isn't honest. What sorts of things happen to them? Okay, my friend Peyton. At school, she lied and the teacher shouted at her.
And at my nursery,
So that was a consequence that she had to face for telling a lie.
Yeah, one of my friends called Paisley told a lie.
Told a lie. Did she get
What
in
happened to
trouble?
her?
She got in trouble
By
for
her
telling.
mum?
No, by the teacher.
By the teacher.
Yeah, her mum is one of the teachers.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. Being honest takes a lot of practice.
Practice.
It isn't always easy to find a polite way to tell the truth that doesn't hurt other people's feelings. Has that ever happened to you before?
Yeah.
Has it happened to you before?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about
It
it.
has happened to me before.
So sometimes when I get shouted at, I can't always find a polite way to explain it without hurting other people's feelings.
So it's important to always find a polite way to express your feelings. Isn't that right?
Or
Yeah.
you can actually say sorry.
Okay. Yes, when you've done something wrong, you say sorry. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And you tell the truth about it and then you say sorry. Isn't that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then maybe the teacher or mum or dad won't do anything.
Yes, if you tell the truth. Good.
They would just tell you to
Not do that again?
yeah.
Good.
And they will let you go free.
Good.
Remember that the people who love you the most will always be happy that you told them the truth, even if it's not what they hoped you would say. But sometimes if you can't find
So what does mommy always tell you?
To
all
tell the
the
truth.
Good.
To her and everyone.
Good.
Everyone.
Not
Anyone in our
strangers,
family.
not strangers.
Yeah, and in the community. Like if you're at school and you do something and teacher asks you about it, you need to tell your teacher there.
Truth.
Yeah, so what Jojo was saying was right. Okay, let's get going.
But sometimes if you can't find something nice to say, it's best not to say anything at all. Often people tell lies when they are afraid of getting into trouble. Miss Jolene.
Mr. Jaden.
But lying only makes you feel bad about yourself.
Yes.
When you haven't been honest, it can make you feel worried and anxious that someone will find out.
Does that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
I tell
one of the reasons why it's so important to always tell the truth, so you're not feeling anxious and worried and sad. Isn't that right? Yeah.
and feel like you're gonna get punished. Which will.
Yes, and if you don't tell the truth, you get.
Punished.
But if you tell the truth,
You won't get punished.
there we go.
Besides, you won't get anything.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not what you say, but the way you act that counts. One good way to be honest is to never take things that don't belong to you. It's also important to keep your word. This is what keeping your word means. If you say you are going to do it, if you say you are going to do something, make sure you do it.
Okay, so let's give us an example of keeping your word.
So, and if I said I was going to do my learning, I have to actually do my learning.
Yeah, straight away.
Good. So if you say you're going to do your learning, you don't come upstairs to the study room and do something else. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You actually have to do the learning. Good.
You just pick up the learning and do it.
You
Yeah.
can also show how honest you can be by speaking up when you see something wrong.
Good. So when you say something is going wrong, if someone at school is doing something that's not right, you know it's not right. You don't have to join them to do it, do
And
you?
you tell them to stop and
Yes, you don't join them to do something that is not right. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You have to tell them the right thing. Isn't that right? And tell your teacher if you must. Isn't that right? Yeah.
And letting others know that your true thoughts and feelings.
Thank you.
Even though being honest can be hard sometimes, it's worth it. Telling the truth lets everyone know what you think and what really happened.
Yeah. So telling the truth, you explain yourself. Isn't that right?
Yeah. It helps us avoid misunderstandings and keeps innocent people from being blamed or punished.
And keep innocent people from being blamed or punished. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So let's say if Jaden does something wrong at home and Jaden doesn't tell the truth, Jojo could get blamed. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jojo has no idea what happened. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So that's Jojo being innocent. But because Jaden didn't tell the truth, then Joelyn is being blamed. So that's why it's also very important to always tell the truth. So nobody gets blamed and nobody gets into trouble. Good.
What about you? Have you ever been blamed for something you didn't do? Was there someone who could have helped you by telling the truth?
Let me think.
People who don't practice being honest can have trouble being friends. Just like in the story Zacchaeus, he was a money collector. A tax collector or a money collector.
Yeah, and he didn't tell the truth about how many money he took.
Much money.
How much money he took.
So he ended up not having any friends. Isn't that right? Because his friends knew he was telling
He did
lies.
eventually make one friend, which was Jesus.
Wow. Because Jesus is the one that forgives our
Sins.
and welcomes everybody to him. And then you
And
go,
welcomes everyone to his house.
yes. And so then when you go back, you go and repent. You change from your bad behavior. Yes, that's right. That's why he welcomed. What was his name?
Jesus.
No, the person
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. That's why he welcomed Zacchaeus back.
Oh, Zacchaeus, sorry.
Zacchaeus. So that's why he welcomed Zacchaeus back to him. So that when Zacchaeus go back to the world, he wouldn't carry on with his bad behavior. He would always tell the truth.
Because he did tell the truth after he came back to his house.
Wow. So after he went to Jesus' house,
The money back.
after he went to Jesus' house and he went back to his own house, he started telling the truth.
Yeah, and then he gave the money back to the people who he took
The money
off.
from.
And
Wow.
five times more, in fact.
And gave them 5 times more money than what he took.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was a really changed person. Wow. So this is what God always wants us to be. Isn't that right?
There's a whole load of long people there to see Jesus. Little Zacchaeus couldn't, and then he had to climb up a tree. And then Jesus came. And Zacchaeus came down, and then Jesus said, "Come down. I want to visit you to my house." That's what he said.
Okay.
And then he came.
Okay.
But Jesus wasn't angry with him.
That's right. Jesus wasn't angry. So Jesus is not angry with us, is he?
No.
All
Very
he wants.
slow to anger.
Jesus is slow to anger. That's right.
Yeah, he never gets anger.
He never gets angry. And all he wants us to do is to do what? Live an honest life. Yeah. So we can be good citizens in our community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be good people in the world that we live in. Yeah. So everybody would be happy in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many pages is this?
This is because friends need to be able to trust one another. Nobody can trust a person who acts dishonestly or says things that are not true. Everyone likes to be around a person who speaks the truth and keeps their word. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we all practice being honest, the world becomes a fairer and happier place to live in.
Okay, so give me an example.
Like, if someone's being mean, it won't be a fairer place for people to live in. But if you do be good, then it will be a fairer place to live in.
Well done, Miss Joeline. Okay, let's carry on.
Let's carry on. Yes, we'll finish. The end.
Miss Joeline, what have you got to say?
I've got to say, telling the truth is very good, because if you tell the truth, no one will do anything. They will just won't do anything to you. They will just say, don't do it again.
Good. Good. Okay.
And don't lie.
And don't lie.
Ever
Good.
in your life.
Good. Awesome. So we're all going to tell the truth in this house?
Yeah.
And in our societies?
Yeah.
So when I say societies, I mean in our schools, in our clubs, in our churches, yeah? In our world. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Don't forget to have a great week.
Yeah. And
Bye-bye.
don't forget to don't lie.
Don't forget, not to lie. Good. Okay, have we got
Don't
the...
forget to lie. Don't forget to not lie.
So don't lie. Do the cross fingers. Cross fingers. Don't tell a lie. Okay, always tell the
Truth.
good.
Don't
Okay.
forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos.
Great. Time with the dates.
With everyone who does
Time of the day.
Time with the dates. Time with the dates. Time with the dates. Okay, say bye-bye to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.